Because the biggest lesson that I'm learning in life and have learned is to stop trying to change a man and give my attention to the man that's willing to change. Oh my goodness. Stop trying to change the person and give your attention to the person that's willing to change. That's willing to take accountability. That's willing to change their actions to show you that they want it. That's willing to pour into you. Why am I trying to change a person that's obviously showing me time and time and time again that my words mean nothing to you? I'll go where change is instead of trying to change what doesn't want to be changed.
Somebody told me this advice sooner in life, but a lustful man is never gonna change. I don't care how much you give and give and give. I don't care how much they love you. I don't care how beautiful you look, how snatched you are. They will always be lustful. And you're not going to change that. You're not going to change them. You're not going to be the girl that changed them. You're going to be the girl that got away. For sure. You'll be the girl that got away. But you're not going to be the girl that changes who they are. Because a lustful man will never change and will never lead. He will never be a leader. He will never be able to fully commit to you. You will always be hurt by a lustful man. And it's going to waste your time.
I'm going to knock on your forehead when I say this. Actually, I'm going to use 2 knuckles. There's more than enough space. Dating for potential will be your ultimate downfall. If you are not happy with who someone is at their core, i.e. their morals, their values, their beliefs, the level of priority they view you as, and what they think and feel is an appropriate way to treat you without your coercion or input, then that's not your person. These are things that make people who they are, and it's not going to change just because you've come into their lives and started begging for them to be different. You're going to completely exhaust yourself. Of course, there are things that are more negotiable considering you're 2 individuals trying to come together and learn about each other, i.e. communication styles. But if you find that you're hoping somebody would change at their core, you're wasting your time.
That 4th text message at midnight is not going to stop him from being a loser. At the end of the day, if you're dating someone with shitty character, bad morals, they're going to be shitty and have bad morals no matter what you do. You cannot be kinder, be better, be hotter, be more fun, or like convince them to not be a loser. Like if they're gonna be shitty, if they're gonna cheat, if they're gonna be shady, they're gonna do it no matter how great you are. This is why you see literal like Victoria's Secret models and the most beautiful women in the world getting constantly cheated on by dudes that are losers. It's because it's just who they are. It's not about who you are. It's not about who the girl is. You can't be amazing enough to change someone's like moral compass and who they are. So instead of focusing on avoiding situations like that with someone, focus on avoiding people like that, because people like that just don't change.
When you start trying to change that man, you're gonna finally gain your peace back, baby. When you just let him be who he is, show you who he really is, your peace gonna come back. It's gonna bother you for a little bit at first, but you gonna finally be able to focus on you when you just stop. When you just say, give it to God. Don't you know you can't fix no man? Don't you know no matter how many times you say, do this, do that, this hurt me, can you not do this, can you not? No matter how many times, it ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to just stop. You're gonna have to go mind your business. You're gonna have to go pour into you. You're gonna have to go do your own thing. You're gonna have to take your attention and time and effort and energy off of that man. You can't change nobody. You are not in control of nobody else. You only in control of you. You can only fix. You can only change. You only have control over you. You. Not him. Not them. You. The more you keep trying to fix, the more you keep trying to change, the more you keep explaining, the more you keep lecturing, you become drained. You feel depleted at the end of the day. You. Because you're trying to do something that's out of your control. You're trying to fix something that's out of your control. Take your hands off of it. I promise there's going to be the moment you gain infinite peace. Is when you stop trying to control things outside of you and only control things within you. Only control what you can. You can control whether or not you want to stay in that relationship. You can control that. You got 2 legs to get up and walk away. You got 2 hands to pack them boxes. You can control that, right? You can't control that man cheating on you. You can't control that man calling you out your name. You can't control that man that's putting his hands on you, knocking your head between the washer and dryer. You can't control that. You can't control that man. He lazy. He don't want to go get no job. He want to keep relying on you because you've been taking care of him. That deadbeat baby daddy, he don't want to take care of his kids. You can't control that. But what you can control is doing something different so you could be the best mother for your children and show up for your kids in the best way possible. Baby, God take care of us. All right? As a single mother, I am fully taken care of. I ain't worried about no child support. I ain't worried about no calling and checking in on the kids. I'm not worried about none of that. God is the masculine presence in my life. You can't control a man doing anything. You can't. You got control over your emotions. You got control over how you perceive things. You got control over how you get to operate and what you get to entertain, right? If you entertaining the wrong things, if you out here trying to change something that is just completely out of your control, you're going to always be stressed. You're going to always be worried. You're going to always be on edge. You're going to always be anxious. Do what is in your control only. And watch how much more peaceful you become.
Stop trying to change him. Ladies, we have to learn to stop trying to change these men. Instead, pray for him. I got this book off of the TikTok shop, and when I saw this, I was like, I need that. I'm so excited. I've been getting closer to God. I've been going to church. I've been reading my Bible, and I saw this, and I was like, oh, I need this because I do have a problem. Every time I dated somebody, I tried to change them and I tried to mold them into the man I wanted them to be instead of praying for him. Look, it's going to tell you, not your job. This is your job and this is God's job. It's God's job to change him, growth, convict, answer prayer in his way, in his time, and to change you. It's your job to speak truth in love, encourage, pray for him, be patient, surrender him, trust God, love, and support. It is not your job to manipulate, not to nag, not to compare, not to convict, not to fix, not to take on his problem. Ooh, ladies, y'all know we have a problem with doing that. Taking on your man's problem. Stop doing it. Stop doing it, because look, it's telling you right here. It's not your job. It's not your job. But I want you to understand that the head of every man is Christ. The head of a wife is her husband. And the head of Christ is God. This book is by Amanda. Now, she does have a video on TikTok where she said she spent a long time trying to change her man. And then she made this book because she decided, well, why change him when I can pray for him? Click the link down below. Get this book for yourself and for the man that you love.
If a man ever thinks it's your job to chase, show that man that he can be replaced. If a man thinks it's your responsibility to text him first, to remind him to take you out on dates, to ask him over and over and over again to do nice things like flowers, like affirmations, like treat you right, tell him you will find a man that can treat you right. Because understand this, it is not your job to change that man. It's your job to change the man. Find a man you ain't got to remind to love you correctly. That you are God's child. That you are worth every bit of the effort it takes to earn you. I pray on your spirit you never find a handout man. A man that's expecting the handout. A breadcrumb man. A man that thinks that the only thing he got to do is give you more suits of attention. And there's men that think that you gonna fall for that. I guess what I'm saying is, you got to show with your actions. If a man is not emotionally intelligent, find one that is. If a man ain't got time for dates, find that one that does. If a man ain't ready for marriage, find a man that's already a husband in spirit. What I'm saying is, quit giving your time to this loser and find a man that's a chooser. He can choose a wife. He can choose a family. He can choose a lifetime of love. He can choose God. He can choose his direction, his purpose, his path, his peace. Instead of a man that's indecisive. If you find a man that expects you to chase him, to beg him, to get on your knee figuratively and ask him to be your husband, You need to find you another man.
1 year ago, I broke up with my boyfriend of 5 years, and the reason we broke up was literally the same red flags that were there from day one. Like, girl, I just think women tend to overestimate a man's ability to change because we're constantly, trying to level up our own lives and learn new things and apply them to our life and just grow. But a lot of men are just not built like that. Like, the way that he is today is going to be the way that he is in like 50 years. So one thing I would ask you to ask yourself is, like, if this man that you're with never changed from how he is today, would you be okay living with him forever like that? But if you're waiting on him to make these massive changes in how he looks at life, how he treats you, how he treats other people, like, it's really not worth your time and not worth your energy. So I just rebuke a fixer-upper man. Like, I rebuke that. I will never do that again.
I think another thing that brings unnecessary heartbreak is believing you're the exception, okay? That will get you heartbroken. You're going to crawl under a bed and never want to come back out. Do not believe you're the exception. As hard as it is to believe, people don't see you as you. People don't see you as you see yourself. They just see you as a checkbox sometimes. They see you as a number to fulfill in their stupid ego. It doesn't matter what it is, how good of a person you are, how you want to force them to see who you are, that they'll change for you. They'll do this if it's you. They'll keep you. That is the worst mindset to inhabit in your entire life. Okay? Thinking you could change somebody is crazy. They're going to change when they want to change. And you telling them that you want them to change isn't going to make them change, because now they see you as an anomaly. You're in their way. So now they may not like you even more than what they already don't like you for. You have to be careful with your heart. It's protect your heart season. It's protect your mind season. It's protect yourself season. And sometimes you got to protect yourself from yourself. You got to protect yourself from yourself thinking, being in a delusional state. Baby, you in the realm. You in the quantum realm. This is not Quantumania. Okay, get back on earth. You shouldn't even want to be with somebody you got to change to begin with. You shouldn't want to be with somebody who makes you think that you're less than and not good enough to change somebody. Because while you over here trying to change a person to like you, to do for you, to accept you, keep walking, babe. There's going to be somebody who you wouldn't even expect to meet, who will accept you just as you are and who will see you for who you are. You'll see them for who they are, and it's going to be an equally yoked situation, not one yoke and zero. Like, it just doesn't work like that. Do not believe you're the exception. You see something, believe it, and move accordingly, okay? Peace, love, and applesauce. Bye.
If he's not spending money on you, he hates you. Don't you know that? When y'all are going out and he's not paying, he's not offering to buy you stuff, he's not saying, oh, honey, that would look good on you, go ahead and get that. He hates your guts, obviously. He's getting what he wants out of the relationship, and he's not doing his part, all right? It's not mutually beneficial. It's a one-sided relationship, and you're allowing it. The fuck? So, you can't change that man. You need to change the man, all right? You can't change that man. You need to change the man. You get what I'm saying? Get you one that's generous, all right? Because let me tell you something. If they're not generous in the first place, do you think that a stingy man in the beginning is going to, after some time later, 2 years, 5 years later, he's going to blossom into the most generous man? I promise you, that's not how it goes. Y'all get married, that will clamp right up, boop, like that, if y'all get married at all. Ha! If you get married at all. Likely won't. But even if you did, you think that he's going to now become generous? If he's not generous from the beginning, because that's who he is as a person, you ain't never going to unstingy that man. I promise you. He'll be stingy for his whole life. He learned that from his parents, some post-World War II fear indoctrination stuff or whatever. All right? Or he hates women or you, either one. Okay? And if he's not generous with you in the beginning, he ain't going to be generous down the line no matter what you do. You can give him 2 children, he will never be generous to you. They'll teach those kids. His stinginess will cause you to have children with that man, and then that will beget more stinginess, because that's where you learn it from, your parents. All right? So he's going to teach them kids how to be stingy, and then they're going to go out and meet some poor, unfortunate soul and inflict that upon them. And that'll be your fault. And one day, when you're free from this mortal coil and you got to meet St. Peter at the pearly gates, okay, you're going to have to explain yourself. So, and that'll be on you. So you can't change that man. You need to change the man. You get me?
Girl, you can't change him. He's not going to change because of what you're doing. He's only going to change if he wants to change. We waste so much time trying to teach, prove, fix. The only person that we have control over is ourselves. The work that you need to do isn't about changing him. To change what in you keeps choosing a person that devalues you, that cheats on you, that disrespects you. Spend about 10 minutes journaling on this thought tonight. What do I keep hoping that he'll do that I can start doing for myself? Save this video so you don't forget your assignment. Follow for more and grab that free guide in my bio.
I'm my husband's dream girl. We've been together for 10 years, married for 8. Women ask me all the time, how did you get a man who does so much for you? And it's nothing that I did. I did not train him. Training men does not work. The only thing you can do is incentivize men. That is not training a man. That is not making a man do things on his own volition because he wants to. That is a man who does things not from an internal drive, but from external forces. He is doing things for you because he is incentivized to, either through rewards, which never reward men with your body, especially. Mind you, that is physical and mental and emotional labor you are doing just to get him to act right. Secondly, or he's doing it, because you're going to take something away from him. You're punishing him like a child. Therefore, you are mommy. You have to keep a close grip on a man because otherwise he won't act right. Then let him go. Let him go be wild somewhere else. I remember when I was younger, like begging, pleading, having deep conversations with exes, trying to be like, do more, please. And it never worked. Maybe for a moment, but longevity-wise, never gets you anywhere. And yet with my husband, I've never asked him to do anything for me. And yet this man just continues to do, continues to give, continues to be this very supportive, very loving, very caring, very giving partner. And I know that's not amazing advice for every single woman to hear because it's like, damn, like there's not a lot of good men out there right now. But don't take all that advice that's like, if you just do this, you're gonna get a man who acts right. Because that is literally eating your time and energy to work on a man. You're perfecting a man for what? It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen.